Hello, my name is Trevor Moawad and I'm the director of the IMG Performance Institute here in Bradenton, Florida. We're bringing you an exciting series on how to take your best to the next level. Athletes, parents, and coaches are going to have a unique opportunity to go behind the scenes to hear some of the world's top athletes and coaches share with you not only how they got to the top, how they managed the ups and downs, but most importantly, how they found a way to stay on top. Here at IMG Academy, we believe in developing the total athlete to help athletes get to where they want to go, wherever that might be. Now let's go behind the scenes and take a candid look at what some of the top athletes are saying, and most importantly, what they're doing on a day-in, day-out basis to both maintain and increase success.
It's just so important to build that good all-around team around you, because tennis particularly is a very lonely sport. You spend a lot of time traveling on your own. You play matches for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, just speaking to yourself. So it's very important that you have good input from whoever's around you, your team, whether it's, like I said, your father, brother, or maybe it's your coach, longtime coach, to make sure that you get positive affirmations and something that you can fall back on at the toughest moments on the court.
For me as a starting pitcher, I would start once every 5 days. So the 4 days between, I looked at as my work days. I worked hard on those 4 days to get to that 5th day. And then that 5th day was my fun day. Now, was I out there joking around, kidding around? No, that's not exactly what I mean. But I've done all the preparation that I can do in those 4 days, whether it's working or doing video, watching video on hitters, or watching video on myself, whether it's pitching, bullpen stuff, flat ground stuff, weight training, cardio, shoulder work, elbow work, whatever it needs to be. But I have a plan and I have a schedule for those 4 days. So on that 5th day, I feel like I'm best prepared. And if I go out and I have a poor day, okay, I try to figure out some of the whys or some of the hows and move forward.
As a pitcher, a starting pitcher, focus on pitch by pitch, concentrate on, in between, going into my game, I figure out who I'm playing, go through the lineup, hitters' weaknesses and, strengths, and, concentrate on those and go through my routine and, in game time when it comes to it, just trying to focus pitch by pitch, making a quality pitch and focus on, getting guys out. That's what I, get paid to do, and that's what I'm supposed to do, and, just try to focus on that.
I feel like a lot of things kind of take care of themselves. Guys who are selfish will go out there and they're not going to perform well because they're not fighting for their teammate, and everything kind of comes full circle. I'm a guy who really believes in do your job and believe that everyone else is going to do their job. I feel like the selfish players are the ones who will blame other guys for making mistakes and kind of be pointing fingers, whereas you really need to just focus on your job, and you really have to have confidence in your teammates. They're going to do theirs. And I feel like that's what brings the team aspect together. It's a bunch of individuals all doing their job that kind of builds a whole team.
A lot of things that you have to train your mind to do are stay positive. People have a very high tendency to go down on themselves if they're doing poorly, just because, I feel like that's the way people are. They just, naturally would rather take the easy road and give up and say, whatever, I'll try something else, than push through. And for myself, a lot of positive visualization, a lot of positive reinforcement will help your mind draw back on that when you have another tough time. So, for me, when I was going through cancer, there were some bad days. There were some days when I woke up in the morning and I knew I had to get an MRI. I didn't know what I was going to find. I didn't know if the cancer was going to be there, if it was going to be gone. But I just had to look back and say, how was I dealing with this when we lost a game? How was I dealing with this, previously in my life? And I recalled on those positive images to kind of get myself out of that funk. And getting yourself out of the funk of, a guilty feeling, a bad feeling, those are the toughest things to overcome. But once you do it once, you can kind of go back on that memory and do it again.
During the season, when you do have those ups and downs and you do kind of have some doubt, really thinking about what you need to do to be better. I think a lot of people look to the future, they look in the past, and it's really like, what can you do that day to make yourself better? And that's helped me as a player, is just not trying to focus on the future, but just focus on each day at a time, and just kind of going from there.
Your body's going to do what your mind tells it to do. So if you're telling it that you're not a good player, you're negative, you're telling the wrong bad things, you're going to perform poorly. I think if you can tell yourself the right things, be positive, tell yourself that you're a good player, that you continue to put in the preparation and the work to put yourself in the right position, be successful, you'll be successful.
Here at IMG Academies, we develop some of the top athletes in the world. But more importantly, we breed hunger. We develop that passion so an athlete can reach their goals of getting that college scholarship, maybe competing in the Olympics, playing in a World Cup, or signing that elusive professional contract. Now we do this through two key premises. Number one, you do not need to be sick to get better. And number two, a successful athlete simply does what unsuccessful athletes don't like to do.